Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you. So back to the dumpster fire known as TikTok to talk about
Lesbians.
Lesbian.
Lesbians.
Lesbians. Lesbian.
That's right, we're talk about lesbians. Okay, and on this channel, we've talked about how they complain about how difficult it is to date women, about how crazy their breakups are, about how expensive that it is to date women, and how they don't like to date the eggplant widows. These are the women that will briefly date women and end up marrying dudes. But today we're going to talk about custody battles, guys. Because a lot of these chicks were like, I'm going to marry a woman. It's going to be great. It's going to be dolphins and rainbows. And there's no men. There's no men to ruin anything and no patriarchy. Then that 75% divorce rate kicks in and they end up in divorce court and they find out
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
they end up getting raked over the coals just like men. So we're going to get into this. But before we do, like, subscribe, drop a comment. It really helps keep this channel going. Check out my second channel linked in the description. And yeah, let's get into this, guys.
I didn't expect to do this video, but I need to just get it out. I was in a same-sex marriage with someone for 12 years.
12 years.
We did IUI to conceive our first son. He is now 8.
So IUI is when they kind of like, use the turkey baster and, get the woman pregnant, okay?
Our second son, we were foster parents and we decided to adopt him.
Of course you did.
He is now 5. We've had him since he was 2 weeks old. Last year, April 2022, we decided to have a divorce. We were fine with it. We had a very vague custody agreement on when I would have the children and when she would have the children.
That's not a good idea.
Now she has pushed me to the point where I have to go to the courts to fight to see my child. Just one. The one that she carried. She feels as though she has more parental rights than I do, even though we conceived that child while we were legally married. And I raised that child his whole life. She treats me like a second-class parent.
There it is, guys. There it is. I hate to laugh to you, but how many guys have we seen on the news, Instagram, mainstream television saying this? My ex doesn't let me see my kids. All these women, he must have done something, and never taking his side. Okay? And now we see this woman saying the same thing. The same thing. Where now she has to go to court, all this, just to see one of her kids. One. Absolute clown world. Ladies, this is what you wanted. You wanted equality. And now guess what? You're dealing with all the same stuff as us. She said, but I want to see the other kid. Her wife said,
how dare you?
Hey guys, you ready? Her hashtags, okay? Okay. Hashtag same-sex marriage. Hashtag divorce. Hashtag custody problems. Hashtag IUI. Hashtag in vitro fertilization. Hashtag lesbians of TikTok. Hashtag children. Hashtag lesbian mom. Hashtag non-bio mama. Hashtag controlling relationship. Hashtag Maryland. Hashtag lawyer. Hashtag lesbians of TikTok. Again, no, the first one's lesbian. This one's lesbians. Hashtag mental health. Hashtag family law. Hashtag lawyer. Wait. Hashtag emotional abuse survivor. Hashtag mental survivor. Hashtag Maryland family lawyer. Hashtag advice. Hashtag Maryland LDHDTV. Hashtag Maryland lawyers. Woo! Boy, that's a lot of hashtags.
And doesn't respect me. During the relationship, she was mentally, emotionally, and financially abusive.
There it is. And financially abusive. Please. Someone in the comments, please. Is that not just like the catch-all term, right? Someone make that make sense. I still don't know what that term means.
And I'm still trying to deal with the ramifications of that type of relationship. I'm still healing. I have a new partner.
Of course you do.
And she just wants to dictate and control my life using the children. And she constantly threatens me to keep me away from my oldest child because she feels like she's more of a mother to him than I am because he grew in her body and not mine.
Dang, look at that. And once again, these men say she's using the children to manipulate me and dictate my life. And these women say, are you trying to say that women can actually be manipulative?
How dare you?
Welcome to being a man, lady. Welcome to being a man.
Why that happened? Because I couldn't do it. I tried IVF. It didn't work. And they told me that the only option I had was to get a egg donor. He is my son. He will always be my son, and I am his mommy. And you will never take that away.
Good luck. That's all I can say. Ask all the millions of men out there that are being drugged through family court. Okay? And this is going to happen more and more, guys. Okay? This woman, they can't take that away from me. The hell they can't. Clown world.
Story time about how my first relationship ended. There will be more. Okay.
Jesus.
So, I'm 21. I've been with this girl for 6 years. Okay? She's about 3 years older than me. Anyway, so the relationship is ending. I'm 21. We have a daughter together. She was 5 months old when we started dating. So she is now 6. Okay. I leave Indiana, where we are living together with our daughter, to come where I live now, to Colorado, to visit my mom for Mother's Day. Okay? My parents are divorced. So, I get off the plane, I go to meet my mom at the car, and my mom has that look on her face like, you know you're fucked. Like, you're in deep shit, right? So I get in the car and I'm like, what? And she's like, your father and I are missing about $6,000 from our bank account.
$6,000.
Got it. All right. So I know exactly immediately she took it. My ex took the money, and I don't know why. I don't know anything, but I know she did it. So I call her and I'm like, yeah, you're caught. And like, there ain't no coming back from this. Like, we all been through a lot. Like, I should have left about 1,000,000 times, but I didn't, because I'm trying to take care of my daughter. She is my priority. And my ex is not a parent, okay? I am primary caregiver. My ex is just like the birth giver, okay? So we talk enough that we understand that we're going to co-parent and, share time and all of these things. So it was horrible, of course. So I get on the plane. I go back home. I am waiting for my ex to pull up in my car with my phone and, like, my daughter and all of these things. And waiting and waiting. And then a silver car, not mine, goes, Ashley! What? And it's my best friend and a load of our other friends. Fantastic. And he says, hey, yeah, she called about an hour ago and said you needed to be picked up from the airport. So I'm here. And this is my best friend, so it's like great, but also rage. So I call her and I'm like, where the fuck fuck are you? Like, I'm shaking, you know. And she's like, oh, hey. She's like the happiest. She's like, yeah, we're moving to Vegas. Like, they're literally in the car. It's her drunk mom, her drunk uncle, my daughter in a Dodge Neon. Oh, and a little dog. And they're driving to Vegas. Like, forever. Forever. They're going. Yeah. So that night I went back to my dad's and I stayed there. I went back to that house a week later, and I'll tell you.
So there it is, guys. I had to let that whole thing go because there's so much craziness, right? It's funny how she says her daughter when, come on. First of all, she said she's been with her ex since she was, for 6 years. She's 21, so they were together since she was 15. And her ex already had a kid, so she's trying to act like she's the man and she's the primary caregiver, clown world. And then she's like, this is my daughter. No, it's not your daughter. But besides all of that, isn't it crazy that this is what it takes for women to actually understand what men go through? This knucklehead right here actually understands a little bit of what guys go through in family court, clown world. And her hashtag says, hashtag breakup horror story, hashtag lesbian breakup, hashtag stolen child, hashtag no parent rights, and hashtag teen stepmom. So you see, her little girlfriend or whatever was like, you know what, deuces, and there's nothing she can do about it. And now this is what it takes for someone like this to understand what a little bit, a smidgen of what men go through clown world. So I'm gonna mute this one, guys, because it has copyright music. But look at this. So you think you can hurt me? My ex-wife had a baby via IVF I paid for. And when the baby was born, I still had to legally adopt her, but my ex refused to let me. She divorced me after the day the baby was born and married a man, and I haven't seen the baby in 2 years, clown world. I told you guys. And look, guys, you ready? Hashtag lesbians of TikTok. Hashtag studs of TikTok. Hashtag women love women. Hashtag IVF. Hashtag adoption. Hashtag unrealistic Christmas list. What? Hashtag share the magic. Hashtag you think you can hurt me. Hashtag LDHCTV. Hashtag lesbians of TikTok. Guys. These women honestly think that everything's going to be so much better on the other side because there's nothing but women over there. And then they get over there, they date women, and they find out.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
That girls can be just as heartless to each other, man. And they make it all the same arguments that men make. You know what I'm saying? We were having trouble having kids. I paid for my wife's IVF, and then she left me. You know what I mean? Guys say that. Oh, well, I've been taking care of this single mom's kid. We broke up. I can't see her. Or we had a baby together, quote unquote, even though two chicks can't have babies together. But they were married. The ex takes the kids, and they can't see them. It's the same thing. And all these comments are all, there has to be something that you can do to change the laws. Nope. Never gonna happen. So, all right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and I'm out of here.